Donald Trump taking a big swing at Senator Ted Cruz. Trump posting a new video on Instagram hitting Cruz over accepting endorsements from people who have slammed Cruz in the past.
What would your message be to Ted Cruz?
Have a little bit of self-restraint.
Ted Cruz is just like any other politician. He says whatever he needs to say to get elected.
Ted Cruz is not my favorite by any means.
The Uninterrupted Political panel is back. You know, Matt, it's sort of a point to this. I mean, they did trash him and say that he was not any good, and now they like him and they say vote for him.
It's really effective. I mean, it's funny. It's you know, points out the hypocrisy of the establishment.
Funny out of horror, though, or funny out of humor?
Well, funny out of humor. I mean, you have that clip with Carly Fiorina talking about how, you know, he'll say anything to be elected, and she's sort of doing anything,
saying anything to be part of the trial. Yeah.
So it really illustrates, too, the irony of the establishment right now having to embrace Ted Cruz, who they've all hated for so long, and he's the last person for them to really kind of deal with to block Trump.
I mean, didn't Senator Lindsey Graham at one point say that picking between Trump and Cruz was like picking between cancer and a heart attack or something to that effect? You know, Lindsey Graham, of course, just came out in support of Cruz, but the worst possible endorsement you could possibly get. He was on The Daily Show last night, and he said that he supports Cruz because he's not completely crazy and because he was his 15th choice. I mean, I can't think of another time we've seen people say, I support this guy because even though he's terrible, the other guy is slightly more terrible. I mean, who wants your supporters saying that? That's not good.
Well, here we have a clip of Christie and Carson criticizing Trump. Let's play that.
Donald's a great guy and a good person, but I just don't think he's suited to be president of the United States.
Why?
I don't think his temperament is suited for that, and I don't think his experience is.
I realize where my success has come from, and I don't in any way deny my faith in God. That's a very big part of who I am, humility and the fear of the Lord. I don't get that impression with him.
You know, Betsy, everyone says, well, that's politics. I don't accept that for 1 second. For some reason, I have a real hard time with this. If politicians trash talk another politician, say the person's bad for the country, and then turn around and say the person's good for the country, it's like, I don't think that's, quote, just politics. I think that's pretty twisted.
I think also, assuming it is just politics, it's bad politics because, of course, you have Trump making videos like this mocking Ted Cruz's supporters. And remember, it's not just Ben Carson going from saying that Donald Trump was a bad Christian to being on board with him. It's also Donald Trump saying that Ben Carson might have had a mental illness and might have, you know, have pedophilia or something to that effect. And then saying, never mind, I take it all back. Now Ben Carson. People see this. People aren't stupid.
So we
they
know
get that this is bad.
why the honesty and trustworthy numbers are so bad of all of, you know, whatever, because they see this stuff.